Hi, my name is Miranda. I want to show you some simple tips to help lift you out of depression and to help you to recognize when you are sinking into a slump, to show you some things that you can do to stop yourself from sinking further. So these are all things that you can sit in a chair. We're going to do some simple yoga stretches, but you don't need a mat, you don't need to be fit or anything. So just sit somewhere that you can be comfortable. And take a moment, first of all, just to notice how you breathe, because the way we breathe has a very big impact on how we feel. So just take a moment to notice how you are breathing. First of all, are you breathing through your mouth or are you breathing through your nose? Now, if you're breathing through your mouth, close your mouth, because breathing through the nose is a much, much healthier way to breathe. And if we're feeling better physically, then we're going to be feeling better emotionally as well. The whole thing is such a cycle. So close your mouth, breathe through your nose, and try and make sure that you do that as much as possible. The next thing is, when you breathe in, what happens to your belly? When you breathe in, does your belly go in, or does your belly go out? Let's take a moment to notice that. And then, if your belly goes in, you're actually a reverse breather, so it's worth changing that too. You're not using your diaphragm enough, the main muscle of your respiration. So when you breathe in, draw your breath down into your belly. See if you can feel your belly swelling, expanding like a balloon on the inhale. And exhale completely. So when you're ready to inhale, draw the breath down into your belly. Feel the belly expanding like a balloon on your inhale. And exhale, feel it coming back in. Just take a moment. Just observing that expanding of the balloon on the belly, in the belly on the inhale. Coming back in on the exhale. And it's worth recognizing that the inhale energizes us. The exhale calms us down. So if we're feeling a bit oof, then it's really important to breathe in more deeply. It's also important to exhale fully so we don't hold on to tension and become anxious. So let's take this moment just to be aware of that breath. And then one thing that's very important is the way we sit, because I want you to just sit for a moment, slump down. We all do this so often, especially when we feel depressed. We have a tendency to slump. So let's take a moment, just observe your breath now. Now, can you breathe in and down into your belly? I think you'll probably find you can't. Notice how your gut is really squashed when you slump. The gut and our emotions are so connected. That's going to have a very big effect on the way we feel. It's going to be such a vicious circle. Notice how your diaphragm, so this muscle between your lungs and the rest of your organs down below, it's squashed. So you can't actually breathe down using your diaphragms. It's a much shallower breath. The heart and the lungs are all squashed, compressed. So it's going to make us feel much worse. So now visualize you've got a thread around your breastbone. Pull that thread forwards and up. Really reaching it forwards and up. Visualizing maybe it's flying away in front of you somewhere there. So notice now it's not like your back, shoulders up and firm, stiff. It's just a sense of sitting up tall with a nice open chest. And again, take a moment to breathe deeply here. So bad posture, tight clothes, again that holds the belly in, but even just holding our bellies in because we want to look slimmer, that's going to have an effect on how we breathe and how we feel, so it's worth remembering that. And one other little tip is if you put a little smile on your face, just fake it, put a smile on your face, and notice how you feel when you do that. Very much an example of fake it till you make it. So sometimes we can trick ourselves by using our muscles to make us feel like we are actually happier than we are. And then we're going to do some simple stretches just to make sure that we can breathe more deeply. So if you take your arms out by your sides, and then inhale, rotate your arms out. So the upper arms roll out, feel the openness in the front of the chest, the upper back muscles engage. Exhale, let your arms come back in. Inhale, rotate your upper arms out, feel the shoulders go back and down. Exhale, let your arms come back in. And again, a few more times, rotating them out. And back in. This really helps to strengthen the muscles so that we do stand up taller throughout the day. You can do this anywhere. Feel the openness in the chest. Next time you open out, stay there. And just take a moment again, breathing deeply down into your belly. All the way up into the chest. And exhale fully. So inhaling when you're ready to, down at the belly. All the way up into the chest. And a big exhale. Then we're going to do a side bend, open up the rib cage. So when you're ready to, inhale, take your right arm up, reach up and stretch, and exhale over to the left. Reach, stretch. Inhale, come back up again. And exhale, take the hand down. Inhale, take your left arm up, reach up, stretch and lengthen. And exhale, over, reach. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, take the arm down. Inhale the other arm up again, reach up. Exhale, over. We're going to stay here this time, so just make sure that your other arm is comfortable. You can rest on the side of the chair or wherever feels right. Root down through your sitting bones, particularly your right sitting bone. Reach with that arm and breathe into that side. Take your inhale all the way down to your right hip, then move it all the way up to your armpit. And exhale fully. Inhaling all the way down to that right hip, all the way up to the armpit. And a big exhale. So keep breathing into that side. Really feel that openness you're creating on that side. Then inhale, come back up. And exhale, take that arm down. We'll do the other sides. Inhale, take your other arm up. Exhale over. And again, just make sure that you're comfortable on that side. You're rooting down with both your sitting bones, particularly your left sitting bone, reaching with the hand. Make sure your neck is comfortable too. And again, breathe into that side. So as you inhale, take your breath all the way down to your left hip, all the way up to your armpit. And big exhale. Inhaling all the way down to the hip, all the way up the armpit. Really feel the energy of that breath, the openness, the spaciousness of it. And that long, full exhale, feel any releasing of tension, anxiety, gripping, tension, tightness. And again, inhaling. And inhale, come back up. And exhale, arms down. And then if you take your hands behind your back, clasp them together. If you're sitting in a chair, you might want to sit forwards on your chair so you've got plenty of space behind you. Take your shoulders down, lift your breastbone, and then take your arms away from your body and up, away from you. So if I come sideways, just so you can see, so I'm just taking the arms up behind me. Feel that stretch in the front of your chest. Make sure your neck is free and happy. And again, take a moment to breathe deeply. Maybe close your eyes and observe how that feels. So much more space for the heart and the lungs. So again, just remembering that if we compress these organs, we're going to feel worse and worse. So break that cycle. And then release. And roll your shoulders a moment. And if you take your arms out to the side, and then inhale, take your arms back. And exhale, right arm underneath your left arm. Wrap your arms around yourself, take your shoulders down, close your eyes. And take a moment again, breathing deeply. And just observe how when you breathe deeply here, the front of your chest is compressed. That sends the breath into the upper back. Really releasing muscles in the mid and upper back that are tight. Just observe that stretch. But observe too how you are giving yourself a big hug. Really take this moment to allow yourself to be hugged. Take a moment of self-gratitude, self-understanding, self-love. Then inhale, take your arms out and take them back, reach them back. And exhale, left arm underneath your right arm. Wrap your arms around yourself again, shoulders down. Close your eyes. And again, the same thing, just with the arms in a different position. So again, eyes closed, breathe deeply. Again, observe the hug, observe the stretch. Observe how you feel when you do this. As you stay in this hug, just take a moment to think of the things that you're grateful for, the things that make you feel good, the things that make you feel happy, the people that you love. I have one of my beloved creatures walking around me at the moment, my cat who gives me so much pleasure and love. So let's take a moment to be thinking of the things that give you pleasure. And then inhale, take your arms out and back, and arms down, and roll your shoulders. And then, if you have a bad back, I would recommend you skip this bit and just wait and move on to the last bit that we're going to do. But we're going to do a very energizing breath. So if you're feeling very sluggish, tired, lethargic, then this breath can be a really lovely one to do. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the feet a little bit wider and soften the knees. We're going to take the arms up, and when you're ready to exhale, we're going to go ha! So inhaling, take the arms up, and exhale ha! Feels a bit mad, but it's really energizing. So again, keep going. Ha! 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 A few more times. Ha! My dog always goes mad when I do this. Ha! If you have a dog, it might well too. Ha! One more time. Ha! And take your arms down. And come back to sitting. Take a while now before he stops barking. Just observe how you feel. It really stretches, releases the diaphragm, so it really gets the diaphragm working better. It expels the air, really empties the lungs more fully and energizes us. So it's taking a moment to notice how you feel. And then we're going to finish off with an introduction to meditation and mindfulness. So both of these teach us how to be more present in the moment, where we notice the little things like the bird song, the spider's web that's glittering in the sunshine, or an animal that's gazing at us lovingly, a dog, the vibrancy of the green of the grass, every little thing that can actually give us so much pleasure that we can miss, and we can miss out on so much happiness, because these things really do and can lift us out of depression if we allow them to, if we really notice them, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. So, first of all, I'd like you to just sit quietly and just to notice 5 things that you can see. Just take a moment to look around you, not just looking at them briefly, but just really see them. With an openness and awareness. And then I'd like you to find 4 things that you can touch. Just touching 4 things. Take a moment to notice how they feel. The temperature, the hardness, the smoothness, the softness. 4 things. It might be the breeze on your skin. Then I want you to close your eyes and listen and notice 3 things that you can hear. And then still with your eyes closed, notice 2 things that you can smell. So it becomes a little harder here. So you can notice 2 things that you can smell. If you're finding it hard to smell, sometimes even if you lick your hand, then smell your hand. You might smell the remnants of hand cream or soap. And then, sometimes the hardest of all, if you can find 1 thing that you can taste. Maybe you can put your tongue around your mouth and find remnants of breakfast, lunch, or supper, whatever time of day it is for you. Again, maybe it's that licking of the hand, noticing the taste of your skin. 1 thing that you can taste. And then still with your eyes closed, just take a moment just to be in this moment right now, the only moment that actually truly exists, the present moment. And then open your eyes. Just take a moment to observe how you feel. So just remembering, sit up tall. Don't slump. Breathe deeply down into your belly. Remember that cycle that if we're slumping, we can't breathe properly, we're going to feel more depressed. That vicious circle is going to happen. Do some stretches that you can breathe deeply. And mindfulness, meditation, notice the things around you, the senses. They give us so much pleasure if we allow them to. So I hope all of this really helps you. Do try some of my other videos. I have a video that is actually yoga exercises for depression, but lots of other exercises, lots of other videos for breathing as well. So go out and enjoy your day, I hope. Goodbye.